Welcome back to another video. My name is Oluwaseyi David. The Japan's ruling Conservative Party has elected Sanae Takaichi as its leader. If she's elected, she's going to become Japan's first female prime minister. Some women may celebrate that, oh, we are going to have the Japan's first female president. But our history has shown that she doesn't even really support women like that. She's a hardcore right-winger, meaning she's a very tough, conservative political leader. Now, last month, Shigeru Ishiba, the last prime minister, resigned from his position after 1 year of service. She had so many battles ahead of her, a sluggish economy. She's also going to deal with the Trump administration in getting a tariff deal done. She's also going to deal with the internal fight in the party. It's a good one. The first female prime minister in Japan. We can't wait for that. She's also a fan of Margaret Thatcher, the first female prime minister in UK. Some people are calling her the Margaret Thatcher of Japan. On Kemi Badenoch, she was in a conference and she talked on the immigration. She said when she's going to be voted, she's going to deport 150,000 immigrants out of the UK. Her party is going to create an agency called the Removal Force, just like the ICE in America. Those guys are going to be in charge of deporting illegal immigrants. They're going to be equipped with technology, even facial recognition. If they see you on the street and you are illegal, you came through the boat, deported out of the country. Sean Diddy Combs has been sentenced to more than 4 years in prison after a series of court cases, battles here and there. He spent 13 months in jail. His lawyers were told the judge that they want 14 months so that he's going to come out of the prison maybe this month or next month. Then the other side of the opposition, they said they wanted to serve for 11 years for the crime of prostitution of his ex-girlfriend Jane and Ventura. So the judge met in the middle, saying, oh, we can't do 14 months, we can't do 11 years. So the judge gave him 15 months in prison. That is up to more than 4 years, I think. And additionally, he's going to pay $500,000 fine. His lawyer said a lot of good things. His students said a lot of good things. How he's giving to charity, how he contributed to the black community. But the judge was not sweet by any of that. He said Diddy is going to go to jail. And Ventura, she was scared. She said she's even going to move her family out, because once Diddy comes out of jail, he might go after her or harm her or do something to her. So she's scared she might leave New York. Even Diddy himself, he pleaded that he's sorry. He just said Diddy abused those women physically and emotionally. They are going to live with that trauma for the rest of their lives, and that this was a subjugation, and that is the reality of what happened. With the ongoing genocide of Christians in Nigeria, one of the senators in the US, Cruz, has come out with a bill to sanction the leaders in Nigeria, political leaders in Nigeria. It's going to be called Christing the Nigeria Religious Freedom Accountability Act of 2025. The legislature seeks to hold the Nigerian government officials accountable for facilitating the mass murder of Christians. The proposed bill also calls for targeted sanctions against Nigerian officials who enforce Sharia and blasphemy laws. It is going to require the US Secretary of State to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and requires that Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa remain designated as entities of particular concern. You see, some people say that what's the business of US in Nigeria matter? But once you are collecting aid from the US, they have a say. You are collecting their money, so they must say something that's happening in Nigeria. They must comment. They must propose a bill. If you are collecting their money, you are collecting their aid, you have no say. They have to put their mouth in our matters. So that is the reality of things. If you're your own, if you're not collecting aid, you say, oh, what's the US interest in Nigeria? Nigerian officials, they are saying, oh, there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. There is nothing like that everybody is being killed. The US are gaining interest while the presidency and Nigerian officials are debunking this Christian genocide. They say nothing like that is happening. There's just insecurity. It's ordinary insecurity. It doesn't matter who is being killed. There's also a report that came from the UN nations. Nigerians' life expectancy ranked lowest in the world. In the whole world, living in Nigeria, your expectation of you living longer is ranked lowest. More than Sudan, more than all these African nations where there's an ongoing civil war right now. More than even Congo itself. According to the latest United Nations World Population Prospect data, the figure shows that Nigerian men have an average lifespan of 54.3 years, while the women are going to live for up to 54.9 years. The UN report shows that sub-Saharan Africa countries continue to bear the greatest burden, with 22 of the 25 countries with the lowest maternal and infant mortality rates are the highest in these countries, and despite even insecurity. Some Nigerian officials have come out to say this is rubbish, this is nonsense data. Where did they get this data from? And sometimes you begin to wonder where and when did they do the research? Everything about Nigeria is always bad news, bad news. How did they arrive at this figure? Is it because of the insecurity? Is it because of the Boko Haram issue here and there? This lowest life expectancy. Nigerian doctors are not even being paid. The medical sector in Nigeria is very poor. There are not good hospitals. If you don't have money to afford a private hospital, and you depend on public hospital or government hospital, sometimes you see cases of people dying, people waiting for doctor. While they're waiting for the doctor, they are going to die because the medical sector is rubbish. People that even live the peacemaker in the heart and the rest and stuff like that, they have to go outside Nigeria to get treatments. The medical sector in Nigeria has not reached its peak. Look at China. Have developed a gum that can heal bones. You don't need surgery. A gum, just a fluid that can just heal the bones. That's how far China has gone. While we in Nigeria, our medical sector is rubbish. Even Morocco, they are protesting for good hospitals. The wife of the president, Senator Remi Tinubu, has said Nigeria is no longer corrupt. That gone are the days that people will say Nigeria is corrupt. In her official state visit to Gombe State, she said that when people say that you are from Nigeria, they are going to be open to receive you. That Nigeria is the next destination. That we, the citizens, should stop tarnishing Nigeria's image as corrupt. Because you say Nigeria is not corrupt. No, so we should believe Nigeria is not corrupt. It doesn't work like that. Look at places in Asia. If you steal money, you're going to go to jail or they kill you. If you're a government official and you are voted in to serve the people and you steal money, you are going to be killed. Just because she is the wife of the president and she's saying Nigeria is no longer corrupt doesn't mean Nigeria is no longer corrupt. They are government officials stealing money, siphoning money, projects that are meant to serve the people. People are diverting the money. Every country is corrupt. How do we tackle corruption? How do we make progress? Build infrastructures. Build roads, build hospitals. Look at China. Look at all these other countries. If you steal money, government officials steal money, you are gone. Until then, if you see corruption, we are going to call it out. They are going to go to the polls on October 12th. Paul Biya, who is a 92-year-old, is going to run again for another term again. When he's done, he's going to be 99 years old. He's the oldest head of state in the whole world. He has been in power since 1982. One of his daughters, Brenda Biya, came on TikTok and said that told Cameroonians that they should not vote for her father, considering health issues, health problems. People have not even seen him in public. They don't know what he looks like. They don't know whether his health has deteriorated. And this is why Cameroon is not even progressing. When you have a leader that is 92 years old and is running for election on the 12th of October, how can someone be in power since 1982? If you run against him, he's going to imprison you. There was even a time if they banned people from talking about Obia's health problems. This is a problem with Africa. How can Africa progress? How are we going to move forward? Cameroon, they need to sit up. They need a new government. They need a young and fresh person in the seat of the president. And when Pobia is running, there's concerns over vote fairness. If you're running against him, there's no way you can't. There's no way you're going to do it. Whether they rig it, they must do something. And that is how he has been winning for so many years now. His presidency are in charge now. He's going to be someone and they'll just do the job for him. So the UK has arrested a Chinese woman called Jimmy Shan after an international fraud case where they seized 61,000 Bitcoin. The Bitcoin in pounds is 5 billion pounds or approximately $6.7 billion has been seized because people in China invested in a scheme. She was all over China telling people about investments, and thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands of people, invested with her, which she converted to Bitcoin with some other of her accomplices. They were buying houses in Dubai, buying houses in the UK. Now she has been caught. The whole case is that the UK government wants to keep the money. You arrested her for defrauding people. Instead of you returning the money back to the people she has defrauded, now they want to keep the money, the 5 billion pounds. They want to keep it for themselves. They want to take it all. You see these governments, you see these people. Why don't you return the money back to them? They want to keep it. They want to take it all. And this is what happened when the UK museum borrowed artifacts, antiques, back to Ghana. That after 6 years, they should return it back. You invaded somebody's land, collected things that belong to them, that belong to their culture. When you sit there, when you looted them, you see you're going to borrow it back to them. And after 6 years, they should return it back. You can imagine. You see these people. Pay back the people that were defrauded by this woman. Pay them back their money. Don't keep it to yourself. And that's it on the UK government and the seized Bitcoin. 61,000 Bitcoin. In Morocco, the Gen Z have come out. They call it Gen Z 212. 212 is the code for Morocco, for their number. They say they don't need their football stadium. They want hospitals because some women died in a hospital in mid-September because the healthcare sector in Morocco is also not performing well. And that's why the Gen Z have come out, give you a list of demands that they are talking about. So the protesters, they say they want free and quality education for all. They want accessible public health care for everyone, decent and affordable housing, better public transports, lower prices and subsidized basic goods, improve wages and pension, provide job opportunities for youths and reduce unemployment. These are the demands. To adopt English as a second language instead of French after Arabic. So the Gen Z protesters, they are very angry. This is what, when the government is not performing well, people should come and protest. Nigerians are not even protesting. Look at Nepal protests. Look look at Morocco's protests. Nigerians, they will never protest. They will keep living in penury, in abject poverty. Fix the nation. You should come and protest in Nigeria and make the government officials stop. Let them know you are serious. Nigeria needs to come out of its chains. When Nigeria progress, the whole of Africa will progress, because Nigeria is the giant of Africa. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.